Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Sade, and it's been a long time since I've been on YouTube. I hope you guys can hear me properly. I just like to have something in the background. But it's been a long time since I've been on social media in general for quite a few reasons, which some of which I'll bring up in this video, and others will come up in other videos, either as examples or just for whatever reason. First of all, welcome to all of my new watchers, and welcome back to all of the people who are already subscribed to me. It's only 50, but I appreciate the 50 anyway. So what this video is basically an introduction video to I don't know if it would be called discussion platforms, or it's sort of like Red Table Talk, but not exactly. So I can't really call it a podcast because the way I'm doing it right now, they may end up being a podcast or something, but for now, I just hope you guys know what I mean. That for now, you know. So what it is I'm talking about is I have 3 discussion platforms, or not platforms, but I guess discussions or talks. I'll call them talks. I have 3 talks that each are meant to only go over certain subjects, and this is the introduction video for that, and just to get to know me as we move forward. I'm trying to get better with organization and my presence on social media. I've been in hermit mode for a very long time. Like I said before, for some of those reasons that I haven't been online, but it was probably needed, or I let my fear get the best of me, because there's that too. But I'll just say I'm never late. I'm always on time. I hope. Anyway, so that being said, beginning with my introduction. Like I said, my name is Sade. My full name is Folasade Coker. I'm gonna keep my middle name out of it just in case. Weirdos. And I am, what I'm going to talk about when it comes to me is basically, like I said, some of the things that I've experienced through this, within the sabbatical, and the things that I've learned from those, everything that I've learned from those things, and maybe some of even what I plan to do moving forward, which literally could change at any time. What else? I'm trying to see if there's anything else I might be missing as far as like my introduction. I am a Capricorn Aquarius cusp, if that matters to you at all. And I seem to always attract other cusp babies. If you happen to believe in that, please don't bother yourself trying to explain to me how cusps aren't real. I won't read it because I've heard it before, and I just choose to, I just believe in cusps. So, you know, if you don't, that's fine. I'm not going to try to explain to you how they're real, you know, as you probably don't want to hear it because you are pretty, pretty certain in what resonates with you, which is fine. But it is always good to be open to at least listening to another person's opinion. So, you know, if you'd like to explain, that's fine. But try not to do it in a way that's attempting to convince me. But you can be informative. But anyway, and when I say convince me, that goes for anybody. And any topic, really. But anyway, so what I plan to do, as far as those talks I mentioned to you before, or not what I plan to do, but what they're called and their purpose. Honestly, my purpose in general with these talks is to excuse me, is to leave the floor open to the different perspectives of society, whether it be society within the United States or across the world. That would be lovely. I call myself an international girl all the time, so you know, I would love that. It's also to help people realize the importance of having an open mind when you approach any situation. That does not mean allow yourself to be susceptible to quick and easy influence. Be very discerning, but like even with the things I say, I'm not here to try to convince you of anything. It's simply me planting a seed, and if you choose to water it, so be it. If not, and you don't care, that's fine. Now, if some of what I say rubs you the wrong way, understand that that has nothing to do with me. And literally everything to do with you. I'm not being sarcastic. I mean that. So that being said, definitely look at the reason why what I said triggered you, and you will probably find your answer to that rather than projecting that to me. When it comes to the things I discuss in these talks. Another part of my mission is to assist people in, including myself. Like, I'm not certified in anything. I'm not a professional in anything. I speak out of experience, and if I don't know something, I'll say that, and I probably won't talk about it. But if I find it interesting enough, I will end up doing some research and sharing whatever I remember. Anyway, another part of my mission for as far as these talks is to open people's minds to the, or bring you guys' attention to the importance of listening, which will be one of the topics. The importance of, like I said before, being open-minded, and the importance of acknowledging every aspect of the self. When you do that for yourself, you're a little bit better able to do that with other people, which sometimes is very much needed. We're all different, and that being said, we're all complex. A lot of us like to say one gender or the other is more complex, or this person is more complex than this one. But although we're all different, we're also all going through very similar experiences. They just look different. But the feeling, or the maybe even what you got from that might be is more than likely similar to someone around you, or someone that you may come across on social media. There is someone out there who is able to relate with you. So you are not alone in your darkest moments, in those moments where you hate yourself, and so on and so forth. So one of the talks is called Sacred Woman Tea Time. This platform is really going to discuss some controversial topics. And some of these topics, like I said, will be controversial. Others will be kind of chill, like just maybe somewhat informative. And, what I would like is for there to be an open space for you guys to ask any questions when it comes to any of these, whenever it comes to any of these talks and topics. But remember, when asking a question, not just to me, but with anyone, if you already have your own answer to that question, then it's not really a question. It's sort of a condescending statement, probably, more than likely, because usually when you already have an answer to a question, which is an assumption, you've assumed something. An assumption is essentially, answering yourself about something that you don't know about, and moving forward based off of that, which is really nothing. You're moving forward, thinking you know something, but you don't, because you have not asked any questions. You did not do maybe any research or anything, but you took your own assumption and ran with it. And now you're reacting and responding and moving forward based off of that. So there's that. And that goes for, like I said, it goes for any of the talks. So like, just make sure your questions are genuine. You know, like if you didn't understand something I said, or if it kind of like hit your ear in a weird way, you're like, okay, no, I need clarity on that. Ask. Feel free to ask. I hope I give off an energy that's approachable. I don't like drama. I don't like to embarrass people or put people on blast. I will post your question. If you would like for me to block off your name, just say that. And what I mean by post is like what they do on TikTok, which is like putting the question up here somewhere or something. And what else? So there's that. So, okay. Another one of the talks is called Unheard Women. And if you, my throat is so dry. I'm sorry. I don't have water next to me. So if you pay attention to the way I write the words Unheard Women, I literally capitalize her and unheard. I spell it incorrectly. And then women, I capitalize men. So her and men are capitalized, emphasized, and that is to simply let it be known to everybody that this is not just a talk for women. It's for women and men alike. We all carry masculine and feminine energies, so there's nothing that you can't take from this. It doesn't matter your gender. And if you don't take anything from it, that's fine as well. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to edit this video and I need to step away for some water. Okay, guys, I got the water. I may still be clearing my throat, and I apologize if that's annoying. I can't help it. It's annoying the shit out of me, so I get it. What else? Where did I leave off? Oh yeah, I was explaining the meaning of the title of Unheard Women, which is one of the talks. With that one, it's more so going to be talking about controversial topics as well, somewhat, and sometimes, but it's more so for, for women and men to get a better understanding of one another, because I feel like with this whole, like, you know, when men say, you know, women are like this, and when women say men are like that, and yes, there is some truth to what is being said sometimes, you know, but these labels that we carry for each other can be, these labels and roles that we feel like one another should assume, and labels that we carry for one another, they can be detrimental to the relationships that you have in your life, friendships, intimate relationships, whatever type of relationship is. If you are going to if you talk in a way that, okay, let me scratch that. If you deal with a person in a way that you believe you should because of their gender, one, that person is probably going to pick up on that, and two, you need to ask why. A lot of times it does have to do with our upbringing and what we grew up around, so what we've become adjusted to, and a lot of what society is portraying about the other gender, and so on and so forth. What we see in things like ads, what we hear on TV or social media about people's relationships, the possibly one-sided stories that we receive from people who share such stories, and then maybe even our own biased opinions, you know. And a lot of the time people we don't realize that we're being biased when we're being biased. And just because you say I'm not being biased does not mean that you're not actually being biased, because you may not know that your perspective is actually biased and why it is biased. So anyway, to try to like stay on the point of what Unheard Women is, like I said, I'm meaning for it to be a platform where men and women are able to discuss the topics that I bring up with one another in a respectful and cordial manner. Like I said, I don't like drama, and I won't tolerate it. I really won't. I will, if I see that you are commenting things or commenting things that are insulting or condescending. And when I say this as, you know, I'm not sensitive when it comes to verbiage. You don't have to walk on eggshells or anything. But you know when you're being disrespectful, and so does everyone else. So yeah, you know, what else? Because there's a way to say things, you know. Again, you don't have to sugarcoat. You don't have to be like, so I'm just wondering, no offense or anything. Like, don't bother with the no offense or anything. Like, just ask your question. It's okay. Just ask your question, and ask it exactly how you mean it. Think about it before you ask, and then just ask. You know, and that goes with anything, not just the questions not just the questions that I'm telling you can ask here or whatever. Anything. So, one of my third platform of discussion, or my third talk, is called Just Things That Irk Me. Or Just Things That Irk Me. I'm still working on this title. Just Things That Irk Me, Food for Thought. These are just the Just Things That Irk Me. Honestly, they're very what's the right word? They are very they're not controversial at all. I mean, depending on how you look at it, I guess. Very like light topics, but it's just little things that annoy me, you know. Just me venting, ranting, and then again, like leaving the floor for you guys to like either agree or ask why does that bother you, or laugh, because some of them are, I'm not gonna say ridiculous because it's not ridiculous. They're very valid. So, you know, but they might be, I don't know, they might be a little funny to you or whatever, you know. But yeah, like the floor is open. Just like I said before, as long as you're being respectful, you're being genuine, you're being real, move on ahead. And there's no such thing as stupid questions. That's another thing. Please do not comment on someone's question or their comment insinuating that them not knowing whatever it is they're asking about makes them stupid, or that they should know that. I don't care how old someone is. Some people just don't know things. Like, none of us know everything. All of us are constantly learning. It does not matter what degree you have, what certification you have, how long you've been in school, how long you've been in the streets, what type of street smart you got. We are all learning from each other. No one is really above anyone else. You know, for the professionals and the certified people, they, the ones that are, you know, actually in love with what they do, passionate about what they're doing for society, if that's the role that they have. What was I about to say about that? Those people, even those people have to show humility to be able to help guide someone to being a leader in their own life. And that's something that I would like to be, is somewhat of a guide. But again, even the sensei is always learning. The teacher is always learning. Like, sometimes, I don't know, I have seen in school where a professor, you know how like you have these textbooks where the professor can edit and add and subtract whatever they want, and the textbook changes each year and you still got to pay for it. It's either more expensive or it's still the same price, which is expensive. and you're doing homework based off of someone's opinion, essentially. And then you fail because your opinion was not in alignment with theirs. I know someone out there hears me. Can you not interrupt me, please? Damn. I was interrupted by my phone and I ended up... I don't know whether I should leave that part in there or not. I'm going to consider it. But what part I'm talking about is like at the very end of wherever you saw that break. I got pissed at my phone because I said, can you leave me alone to my phone? Because it interrupted my video. I hate that. I just hate that. And it was telling me my battery is low. I'm just like, I'm gonna have to, I don't know. I want the notification, but at the same time, anyway. Where did I leave off? Anyway, I mean, the last topic I was talking about was just the things that irk me. Which, like I said, is a very lighthearted talk. No judgments anywhere. And then also, these talks are also meant to help broaden my own perspective as well when it comes to, I don't know if I said this at the beginning, I probably did, but when it comes to other people's perspectives, like depending on their culture, their society, so, and the way they grew up, you know, and just like helping me take things into consideration. And that's another thing, you know, that's another thing I would like to be done with these talks, is opening the minds of others so that we're all better able to take things more into consideration than what we do, which a lot of the time is nothing. You know, a lot of people take nothing into consideration when they decide on something that involves another person. You know, they just go either off of their feeling, their emotion, which, like I said somewhere in this video earlier, jumping to conclusions, assuming, you know, getting ahead of yourself. I've definitely been the one to do that before. It doesn't help you. I can tell you that it doesn't help. Okay. So, you know, anyway, so like I said, this was my introduction video of myself. It's wonderful formally meeting you guys. Formally. You will see me in my bonnet sometimes, because this was a spur of the moment video, really. I've actually been writing down ideas as far as topics to talk about. I've had a whole list for a while now, and I've just been slowly adding to it, procrastinating on actually posting anything that includes my divinations and any other ideas I've had, but I don't want to do that anymore. Something about me is, although I'm afraid of something, like I could be afraid of something, afraid to do something or afraid to say something, but the natural, like who I authentically am, is a type of person that, okay, I know I'm afraid, and initially I'll want to avoid, which ends up being procrastination, but it'll nag at me because the way I'm thinking is I need to do it because I'm afraid. You know, I know it's not something that's detrimental to me or anyone else. It might even be something that may help me. I just don't know the outcome, whether it be positive or negative. And that is the only stipulation, which really isn't a stipulation or a problem. So I know I need to do this. You know, I need to take the chance. And I feel like that's currently where I am in my journey, like taking chance, trusting myself, believing in myself. And discovering what my purpose looks like, and how I execute it. So that's just a bit of transparency from me, about my talks. So I mean, if you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Whether you want to know something about me or, you know, I mean, I'm sure this will come later, but this is another thing. I'm cool with taking suggestions as far as like topics and what you guys would like to talk about. But I'm sure that'll come once you guys get your feel of me. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for listening, being here, existing. I love you. I even love the haters too. Have a good rest of the night, morning, or afternoon. Still learning how to close these out, so